I'm excited about this session. It's a little bit different. It's kind of a bit more unscripted. We've got a bit of an interactive workshop with one of the most exciting AI tools on the market from Leonardo.ai. So please help me welcome Jessie Hughes, Senior Creative Technologist at Leonardo.ai. Hey, Jessie. Hi. So for everyone's, I guess, information, Jessie's in Australia. It's 2:30 in the morning.
It's almost 3 a.m. 3 a.m. I have to apologize. I really love a full face of makeup. I'd love to straighten my hair, but I'm meant to be in bed. So this is the look that we have for today.
So, well, firstly, you look wonderful. And secondly, thank you so much for staying up to almost 3 a.m. to speak to us. Jessie, the floor is yours for now. So, before we get started, introduce yourself, Leonardo AI, what we're going to do today, and let's see if we can get into it.
Cool. Let's go from the start. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for signing in. So just a bit of a background to why I'm here today. I've had a 10-year career in the creative industries, studied design, loved design, worked in film for many years, really worked in the blend between emerging tech and creative technology. So if you've had to do it at work, I've probably had to do it as well. So I think that's like a good base for where we're starting today. And then last year, obviously, GenAI had its moment. It was really kicking off, and it was something that I started to embed into my creative practice, and I was fascinated by what was going on. Then I so happened to meet the founders of Leonardo. Now, to give a bit of context, guys, Leonardo was founded by 6 Aussies 18 months ago, right? 18 months later, we have over 16 million users. We've got the 3rd largest Discord community in the world. God, what else? It's just sky. Oh, we've got over like 108 employees now. Like, this is when 18 months at this company has just boomed. And for us as an Aussie company, the fact that we're playing against the big boys over in Silicon Valley as a true competitor is just, absolutely awesome. It's a testament to the product, to be honest. So I'm here to show it to you and do a little run through. Now, I came up with this. I was like, I want to give you practical tools. And Phil and I had like a little bit of a joke back and forth between what we could come up with. And who doesn't love a LinkedIn campaign, right? I'm sure we've got some marketers on the call here. So like Superside has this branding that Phil sent me, and it was of the marble statues. And I was like, okay, well, if I was a marketing person, if I was in charge of the creative for this event, what's a way that I can engage people? And it was doing these personalized assets across. So Phil, apologies. I've been stalking your LinkedIn. I've taken some photos. I hope you like them.
Okay, so firstly, I'm looking forward to this. Secondly, a bit more context for everyone. Like, I think we sent Jessie this, like, the assets in the brief. Friday. All right. So this, I'm seeing in the chat, Phil is hoping for a well-placed fig leaf. Yes, I really do hope so. I hope everything's not to scale. And so this is about as real as it gets, as you said, like kind of Leonardo, one of the most like exciting AI startups, in the world. 2:30 in the morning. She had the brief on Friday. And we're going to just go through the work and see if we can kind of uncover some workflows and show people how the sausage is made. So.
I also am very excited to tell you that you will be the first people in the entire world to be seeing our new interface, which is launched 30 minutes ago. Please, God work. So here we go. We wanted to make it special for everybody today.
Wow.
Rightio. Well, I might start screen sharing, Phil, and then we can just like walk and talk as we are going.
Let's get into it.
I saw someone mention the Bluey success. I know Australia's just kicking it right now, guys. Like, what is happening?
That's what we should have done. Oh, my kids would have loved that. If we were doing Bluey plus AI, man, I would
Bluey plus AI, I know, soon. Okay, everyone, so just to give you an idea of where we're heading today, this is what we're going to be creating. So the idea is that we've got these assets as part of the Superside brand and using it personalized to your own post. So This one, here, that's Fred. So here's my stalking. Apologies. And so this is using these assets. You've been able to create personalized like banners and workflows. So let's go into. Are you happy with this one, Phil? Is that okay?
Yeah. No, so just a bit more context for everyone. What we did is that so the Superside we're experimenting at the moment with this kind of AI positioning and brand. We're still like playing around with it. We sent Jessie a bit of a just kind of like a cheat sheet board of some of the things that we really like. And that's all she's had. So yeah, all of the things that then she decides to. Yeah, I think that this is the
So
stuff that
these
we
are the
sent.
assets. So these are the beginning assets that we're playing with. So yeah, so Superside sent this to me, and that was kind of where we began. So let's go into the platform. Now, for people who have never used Leonardo before, when you get to the homepage, this is what you're going to see. Now, we can do pretty much everything on this thing, which is why it can be a bit overwhelming at first. But really today, we're going to be hanging out in image gen. Now, image generation is where we do all of the kind of like image creation. I am going to run you through real time at some point as well, which is kind of like our sketching space. Canvas editor to kind of fix up any of your gens. Motion, we also have motion capabilities. Real-time canvas is a really cool way to be able to like ideate and give you imagery at the same time. And our universal upscaler is one of the best in the business. I would actually say it is the best upscaler on the market at the moment, which is incredibly exciting. So let's kind of get into the good stuff. Okay, so image generation is where we're going to begin. Now, this is our new interface. If you are used to our old interface, this is just to give you a quick idea of what our old one looks like, you probably would have seen it like this. So previously, we had a lot of options down on the left. A lot of your options come in here. And you've kind of got this back end element. Now, because we realized that GenAI, for people who are like new to the game, we just want to make it as easy and accessible as possible. So this is legacy. Sorry, this is the new one. The other one's legacy. Now, in this interface, your things are set to this left column. And this is kind of like the different styles that you're going to be wanting. So if you're wanting like cameras, you'd be sitting in a camera effect. You can kind of come down here. So you could have cinematic cameras, you could have a film camera. Maybe if you're doing like food photography, you would use these. So these are specifically trained for that outcome. Likewise, if you're wanting to do work in like illustration styles, if you're wanting to do, say, a 3D rendered style, or if you're wanting to do an anime or hand-drawn illustration, all of these different styles sit within this realm. And so that's really going to be quite influential as to what happens with your output. Now we've got our image dimensions. We've just added this with like social media output, so just to hopefully like streamline with dimensions.
I'm loving this, Jessie, by the way. This is like this is actually really exciting because
it's cool,
no
right?
one's seen this. This is super cool.
Yeah, look, we're pretty excited about it. We put a lot of work into this one, because the thing is, we just want people to be able to access AI, and it's something that I teach it. I teach at schools. I teach it. I had an artist who was almost 70 years old who came to a workshop and made things. So like this really is available to anybody. Now, so that is probably a very important part of the platform. And then over here is our second very important part of the platform. And I'm going to run you through style reference, character reference, and content reference, which is what we are really getting into today with this specific use case of personalized assets. So if you're wanting to do anything that involves an existing face or a character that you're creating, you're going to be using character reference for this. So if I press on that, it opens up and I can then add whoever it is that I want to reference. We'll start with myself. Now, in this drop down, you have either low, middle, high, and that is just talking to how detailed you want it. I'm going to keep it at mid. I think a lot of the time mid strength actually works better for faces. And then you can do style reference. Now, I was provided this asset by you guys, so let's use that. And then you've kind of got a range of how strong you want that. I'm going to start probably with high because I do want it to be quite strong. And then content reference. Content reference is looking at the position. So depending if I wanted my output to be maybe side on, or if I wanted it sitting at a laptop, or if I wanted this, that's what it's talking about. Content is what is actually happening in the scene. So let's just take this. Actually, here we go. I'll put it side on so you see the difference. Okay, I'm gonna put content high. We'll play around with this. Now, we're all used to prompting. I find prompting an incredibly arduous task, which is why I absolutely love our latest feature, which is improved prompt. So if I wanted to start with something, say, a marble statue of a woman sitting down, and I'll say a detailed, maybe it's detailed, something like that. Okay, so that's all I've written because I'm being lazy. I can press on this star icon. Now that star icon can say improve prompt or new. I'm going to say improve my prompt. So it's going to have a little think of my poorly wrote prompt. And now it's turned it to an elegantly sculpted marble statue of a seated woman, meticulously fashioned to capture her serene grace and timeless beauty. The figure exudes, etc., etc., etc. So the system at Leo it really does take in that information that you put in the prompt. So that's great that it's done the work for me and I don't have to do it. So, oh no. We launched this today and it's doing it. I thought it would have this. It's okay. I've got a backup in case that happened. Here we go.
Who's that? Handsome fella.
I know, exactly. This one's even prettier. Here we are. Cool. So while that's rendering, I'll show you some of the versions that I've done before. So as you can see, using these models, here we go. Okay, so this is an example of something I made earlier. And so you can see that my face is really coming through with these references, which is great. And if we go to here's yours, Phil. Beautiful. So with these ones, I've changed the content reference. So this one was using that laptop position in front of it. And it was depending on these different kind of like stars that we're putting it through. So this is looking at a portrait. So it's really looking for details in your face using these different workflows. Right, now let's go back and see if it's generated. Okay, cool. So because I'm using that content quite high, you're getting these like deeply rendered results. If we change the content of you to a different shape, so if we wanted you on this one, let's put you maybe there. Let's have a look at this one instead. And we can play around with these different styles depending on, say, whether we use a portrait style. If we wanted to do like a 3D model or 3D render, we could totally go in and do that. But they're quite, you'll see the difference with that one. So that versus if I put this one up higher, it's probably taking more of the color from that initial headshot.
More of my ginger beard in it.
I know, it's cute. I like it. You should consider it something different.
This is a really interesting. This is super interesting workflow, Jessie. Like I feel like I'm just here with my mouth open because I think this is
I
like
spend so much
really
time
cool.
with it. I'm just like, oh, and then it does this, and it does this. So it's cool that it's looking at the different shapes. So obviously that's looking a lot similar to that in that first input that we put through. Also, if we can range, so we can either reference that image like low or high, how strongly we want to reference you, if we want to bump that up or not. And so it really does have quite an impact on the output, as well as like if we go and have a look at, like these different ones, which are probably a bit softer and more feminine, like these were using maybe like a different camera or a different model style. So what's really good about a platform like Leo is you can just play and play and play and play and play until you find the one that you love. And that is like so important to me in terms of like an iterative process. So
I think just to double click on that for a second, the interesting part I would say from the differentiation from the tool and in terms of the iteration is you're playing, I guess, in this workflow, less with the prompt and more with the parameters, right? As in, like, you've got some things that you can just go through and go, okay, actually, that wasn't quite what I wanted. It's too much
100%.
like the kind of, and you kind of tweak it into a different direction.
100%. Right. So let's, for example, what we can also do is some really fun, kind of like creative things is with the other tools as well. So if we go into, say, something like real-time canvas. So real-time canvas is, here we go. Let me draw a silly picture of I don't know, a bear or a koala or something. I don't know. So I'm going to say a 3D render of a koala bear or something like that. Okay, here we go. He's all right. He's got his little arms. Hello. Okay, so this is like taking the computer right now. But what's cool is I can change the style that it's going to render as. So if I wanted it as like a ray traced, and I instantly refine this, right? And all of a sudden, my thing is now this beautiful kind of like picture, which I can keep building upon. I can sketch upon. I can change all the details in him and stuff like that. So in terms of like a sketching ideating tool, there really is a lot of fun that can be had with it as a creative. So let's just instant refine that, for example. And instantly this is taking in the information that I've given it. If you're wanting a particular pose, you know how sometimes you'll be like making something like, oh, I just wish I could get this pose right. So if we were using our statue example by koala, thank you so much. Okay, so let's use, say, this example. Oh, actually, let's use a
Chat's popping off, Jessie. People are liking this, so let's keep
really?
on.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Let's
keep going. Yeah, I'm too busy in my thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go a marble statue of a man. I'm gonna drop my creativity strength down because I want it to be quite close to what I already have. But what I'm gonna do now, Phil, is I'm gonna give you, you know what? You're quite angelic. Let's give you some wings. I'm gonna give you some wings. So I'm gonna paint on some wings. And these could be these big, beautiful little wings I'm giving you. I don't know. Here we go. Beautiful. And I'm going to say, most statue of a man with detailed fairy wings. Wings made.
I feel like all of my dreams are coming true at once right here.
I know, it's saying it. Beautiful. You're well, how gorgeous. Or I could also go, here we go, like butterfly. I don't know, butterfly wing. Wings. What butterfly wings are? Butterfly wing. Butterfly. I'll just do butterfly. How about that? Regenerate. I don't love that one. Oh, they're kind of cool. Yeah.
The speed is pretty impressive just across.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Live,
honestly, we're doing this all in real time and it's just so fast. So if I wanted to instead, I'm just going to get rid of my crap.
Did you just remove the back? So you took removed the background? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just go remove background there. So if I was like, this is a rapid ideation, by the way. So this is something if I'm like, okay, what else do I want? And then I want this extra feature. I'm going to go and take that and put it here. Oops, I'm going to go put him there. I didn't do a very good job, but here we go. Let's just put that there for a second. And then I'm going to put another one there, but a butterfly. Oh God, help if I could spell. Yes, done. Let's get rid of that background. Okay, cool. So what I'm trying to do right now is just like, say I wanted this thing that had these, I want this pretty sculpture that has these pretty wings and he's, yeah, okay. He's kind of cool. Okay, so model statue man with detailed fairy wings. Beautiful. Might bump up the creativity on this one. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. That looks pretty good to me. Let's just see what. So the more that I bump it up, you see how it's taking control of what's going on, but it's kind of playing around. So let's just. Oh, you got a great 8-pack going on there.
I mean, that's definitely how I see myself.
Okay, I'm going to put it there because that's kind of what I was actually thinking. Okay, so instant refine. So it's going to take what I have and it's going to make it much higher quality. I'm now going to download that. So I'm going to save that. I'm like, great, that's what I want. I'm going to go back into where I was generating before. Actually, we were doing it over here, weren't we? Make sure I got the right tab. Okay, cool. So in content, I'm now going to change the actual content into this image, which is what I actually want, which is you with these beautiful butterfly wings now. I'm going to put the content quite high. I'm going to put the style high as ultra actually. I just want to make sure that my butterfly wings I want my butterfly wings to be marble. So soft lighting, blah, 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 of a man with marble wings. Let's just try that. Okay, let's go and see what that does. Okay, so what it's doing now is it's having a look at that different shape that we've just put through. So actually, you can't see that window.
There's
So
lots of mind blowed emojis going on right now in the chat, including my own. This is really damn awesome. Like, and just a quick, whilst that's rendering, anyone that wants to ask any questions to Jessie, drop them in the chat and I'll get them over to her.
Because I'm just going to show you some features while we're at it. This is a feature called motion. It's one of our ones that does movement. I don't know if it's going to like this or not because it's not a very high quality picture that I've created, but let's just go have a look what it's doing. Okay, here you go. So here you are, Phil, with your beautiful wings. So they're quite cool. I mean, it's like in terms of a quick, rapid prototype, that's like a pretty good outcome.
I think we should just like slow down there for a second. Like, what's the really, really cool? Firstly, there's a few things we should like. Just save your voice for a second, Jessie. No, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? This is what you've just seen is firstly someone that has really great creative vision and creative intent, actually thinking about what they want to do. But like the leaps that you took there by using the real-time canvas, then by generating an additional image to use as reference within that real-time canvas for a composition that you wanted to then get to, the alternative ways of doing that, there is like kind of the structure reference that you could do within like Adobe tools, or there's the kind of maybe a bit of image to image what you could do within Midjourney, but you're still in this area where you have to really, really rely on the text a lot, especially with Midjourney. Yeah. You managed to do that like, well, that took like 4.5 minutes to go from something that you wanted to do, which felt pretty abstract, and then in the motions,
I put it at really low because but if I put it higher, I could get those wings to flap. So I think that's the thing that's quite different about, or to me, this is why, like Leo, I spent all last year doing AI stuff. Like, you know, I've tried everything under the sun, but you're constantly jumping between different platforms. And that bothered me as a creative. Firstly, I was paying for like 6 different subscriptions for things. I was paying for like my image gen, I was paying for my motion, I was paying for my upscaler. And by the end of it, I was like, wow, that's $80 to $90. And then I found Leo and it was just like, the upscaler is just like, it's just there. So let's
can we have it? Is there anything we can do just with the because upscaling is such like, it sounds easy and it sounds small, but it's like probably one of the biggest use cases and one of the bigger requests 100%. That we personally get.
So I'm going to show you guys. So this is a illustration that I made entirely in Leonardo. So this was like Leonardo had got a PR. The media wanted to write about Leo being like potentially the next unicorn or whatever. Well, so I was like, okay, what idea can I come up with? And I came up with this, like clearly there's strong like creative direction behind this. I had a narrative. I knew what I was trying to create. And I wanted this particular, oh my God, my brain's shutting down right now. What's the color risograph when you have 2 different colors? My brain shut down. Anyway,
I wish I can help you, but I actually have zero idea what you're saying.
I don't know. It's 3 a.m. I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
keep going.
So this was a combination of like multiple gens, and I compiled them all in this like final refined thing. But if you have a look at this version versus when I started to increase the creativity strength, you'll start to notice the detail. If you look at this man's face, like the detail on his face all the way through to the final result that I actually delivered to this. So he is deeply, deeply like the detail in his hair. He's added my horse starts to have fur all through it. These different characters, like all of these different features really came to like his eye changed. I did that on purpose because I wanted that effect. But you could also just take an image that wasn't particularly high res, and all of a sudden it's got, you know, a width of 3,840 pixels, which if I'm doing an illustration for, you know, the New York Times or something, you're going to need a nice high res image. This was another one that I created I did I spoke at Amazon Summit this year, and I wanted my stage design to be magnificent. So this was behind me, which was just such a special stage to stand in front of, because it made it, I can't use 3D software, by the way. I hate it. I've done Maya, I've done ZBrush, I've done them. I hate them. And the fact that I could spend a day, not even a day, I probably spent a morning creating this scene, creating this landscape using those tools I was just showing you of like combining and iterating on top of each other. Then I could render it at this high level. Like, look at that. Like, that's incredible to me. Like, that should take somebody like a month to build, and I did it in a day. So like it's pretty incredible, the capabilities. Well, that was too high. Film, I'm a screenwriter by trade. So half of my job is convincing people to get behind my idea. Nobody wants to read a 30-page script. What they will read is a PDF with pretty pictures in it. And so this is a really, really cool way to be like if you're in cinema or you're trying to up-res, like the upscaler on Leo is one of the best, I genuinely think, out there. The other thing is really cool about Leo, their upscaler, is you've got 2D illustration, cinematic, or game assets. Now, depending on what you want as your output, there's a really cool difference between like the illustration style and the CG one. So let me just see. I think it's on my dev account. If we go into Universal Upscaler, so I did a project the other day we're launching a service called Teens, which is really exciting. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So this was an image that I created in Leo, and then this is it upscaled. Now, I don't know if you can see the detail of that.
Yeah, you can.
It is mind-blowing. Like, good. That to me is a like Patagonia marketing campaign right there. Like these images were just so beautiful. Let me just find the other one that
Jessie,
I like.
I'm gonna have to give you some bad news. We've got like 55 seconds left on this.
Oh my God, no!
No. We're all good. Listen,
okay.
This is like,
anyway, it's a really good platform, is what I'm trying to say. And so what the end result was, I was able to make all of these different assets. I put the header in that thing so that you can go and create one as well. So I've actually designed, there's a Medium article that's going to be shared with you of the workflow on how you can follow this workflow. And the idea is that if you're really like being excited by this, you can go and create your own personalized assets using the tools and just chuck it on the header at the bottom.
I'm smiling because I'm reading the comments. You're killing it. Everyone wants like 2 hours with you all day long in your time zone. So how about this, Superside audience? And we will do this again. We will find a way to have like a longer deep dive with Leonardo, with the enigmatic, incredibly talented Jessie Hughes, who I'm really grateful for you staying up to this time in the morning. And have any final thoughts or any things that you want to say to people whilst you're here?
Honestly, get in and play. Like, get in and play. When they talk about like, the possibilities are endless with Gen, they actually like they are. And I think if you're a designer, you can't look at this and not know that this is going to be the next step. Like, it's just part of the next step. And so it's like, how do you make this part of your workflow in a way that's incredible? If you hear me speak about AI, I am one of the most pro AI people out there because it expands my capabilities. Like, I have been a creative for 10 years and now I can do things that have, like, my toolkit is, I can do 3D, I can do photography, I can do all these things. And so really do go in there. I didn't get into training your own model, but you can even like, if you've got a body of work that you've spent 5 years defining, like you can train your own model on your own IP so that it's like this extra like ideating tool for you. There's so much beautiful stuff that can be done. So go in, play. There's so many features. And look at our brand new, beautiful interface. Wow.
Wow. Well done. That was amazing. Awesome job. Thank you so much for pulling all of that together so quickly. I meant to be saying stuff here. Let me go back to my little script of little things I meant to say. But thank you, Jessie. Just seriously, thank you. That's all the time, unfortunately, we have. Thanks for jumping on. Sorry, I couldn't get to any questions, but I couldn't let the kind of master stop in the middle of the flow. And if you want to connect with Jessie, you can find her on LinkedIn. There's been like mate David from Leonardo has been dropping a link in there, so you guys can get 5,000 credits if you sign up for Leonardo today. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, do that. Definitely do that. 5,000 free tokens. It means you just get to go berserk and use the platform. Like, we want creatives on the platform. So
amazing. Okay, one final session today. Kay will be back on stage really soon. That's it for me, and thank you for everyone for joining, and thank you so much, Jessie. That was awesome.
You're so welcome. Bye, everybody. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed that session from our virtual event, The Infinite Canvas, exploring AI's creative potential. There's plenty more to learn, so be sure to check out the rest of the sessions. Otherwise, head over to superside.com for more on AI and its impact on marketing and creative. Thanks for watching.